Dragon Ball Super Chapter 63 is nearly upon us, but with what we've just witnessed last night thanks to the leaks, things in a sense have indeed gone from bad to worse. In the previous chapters, after devouring his own comrade in OG 7-3, Moro not only possessed his own mysterious magical powers, but he also gained 7-3's abilities to copy other people's techniques just by grabbing them by the back of the neck, not to mention retaining all of the powers that his subordinate already stole. Vegeta, now with his new technique, Spirit Fission, that he learned on Yardrat, quickly began to wear down Moro, and with each hit, he forcibly separated him from the energy that he'd been stealing all this time, but upon absorbing OG 7-3, even Vegeta is rendered useless against the wizard, and eventually his powers are stolen as well. Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta try their best to gain control of the battle again after Vegeta's fall, but not only does Moro easily take care of them, he lands a gruesome finishing blow on Goku that stuns the battlefield as he falls lifeless at Moro's feet. Things have never really looked so dark for the Z Fighters, but a small glimmer of hope seems to be on its way to the battlefield as Dende speaks to Piccolo telepathically, telling him that he's headed there right away to heal everyone. But unfortunately for them, due to Moro's absorbing 73's powers, which included Piccolo's, he heard the entire thing. He creates a huge barrier overhead that covers the entire perimeter just outside of Dende's reach, keeping him locked out from his friends so he can finally destroy them once and for all, but our warriors never go down without a fight. Realizing that this may be it, and keeping this barrier encasing them in mind, Piccolo resorts to concentrating all of his energy into a single attack, one that, if left encased inside this barrier, would obliterate everything and everyone inside of it, but this may be the only way to save everything else. This is when a special beam cannon pierces through Piccolo as Moro puts him down with his own attack, realizing just what he's trying to do. And now, only Jocko remains standing before Moro. Dende is crushed as just outside of the barrier, he's being forced to watch his friends be killed before his very eyes, but a beacon of hope appears before him saying that this battle isn't over yet, God of Earth, and opens the barrier for Dende to fall in. Against everything he's learned, his superiors, even his own father, his very way of existence, Merus seems to have made his decision. The rules may state differently, but remaining neutral in this situation is something it doesn't seem like he can do in good faith, no matter the consequences, so now, Moro must face judgment at the hands of the full power of the God Realm. If you guys want to check out the leaks and short summary of the chapter for yourselves, I'll have the link to DBS Hype's Twitter down below, so be sure to go drop him a follow, and while you're there, also be sure to check out the Dragon Ball FighterZ and Xenoverse skins if you haven't seen them already. Once again, before the video starts, I want to give my usual spoiler warning that I do for these types of videos, so just putting that out there now that we will be going over the chapter that is still unreleased at this point, and believe me, it is a crazy one. Be sure to have those notifications turned on if you haven't already to never miss an upload again, and if you're enjoying all of the Dragon Ball content and Super has recently had you on the edge of your seat with Moro just trouncing everyone and basically nearly killing Goku, consider leaving a like on this video as well, it really helps out a ton, guys. Lastly, be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content, but without further ado, the progression in this arc, while I will say has been predictable in a sense, still hasn't failed to keep me hooked as every month seems to drag by while we wait to see what happens next with Goku and Vegeta in this historic battle. In about 1 to 2 days time, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 63 will be here and we'll have the entire story of what you're about to see here today thanks to DBS Hype, but as I said in the beginning, it seems that decisions have already been made, and Merus has chosen its path, whatever those actions may lead him to. Thanks to help from Merus, Dende is able to enter the battlefield while Merus saves Jocko from being killed by Moro. Once Merus finally decides to engage Moro with his true powers, there's no turning back, but he shows no hesitation in charging the GOAT while Dende goes to heal everyone. Goku gets right to his feet after being healed by Dende and joins the battle, going right back into Ultra Instinct Omen as he arrives at the scene. Even with his powers restored, however, Ultra Instinct Goku is still no type of threat to the powered up Moro, and he's easily defeated again in a matter of seconds. At this point, it definitely seems like unless Moro is stripped of all of his stolen abilities he's acquired, Moro won't be going down anytime soon, But this is when the miracle happens and Merus' fate is solidified in the eyes of the God Realm. With Goku defeated once again, Moro understands the predicament he's in now that Merus has shown up, and does possibly the one thing that would permanently seal the deal in this battle. Using a sly maneuver of moving through the ground, Moro takes Merus off guard and grabs him by the back of the neck in an attempt to absorb his abilities as well. Of course, being an angel, such a technique or an approach has no hope against Merus, so he uses his angel staff to disrupt Moro, thus causing him to fail and stealing his powers, which, in a sense, I'm not sure how that would work out anyway, with Merus literally being above the gods of destruction, although maybe not at this exact point since he still is in training. With only moments to spare, and he knows this, Merus quickly uses his staff to destroy the crystals in the palm of Moro's hands, which house powers he had stolen, namely Vegeta's. With those powers now gone, Merus begins to power up to full strength, releasing his angel powers as the halo of the gods starts to appear around him. He charges at Moro to attack him again, but all of a sudden, Whis and Beerus appear on Earth at the scene of the battle, their intentions still unknown at this point. As Merus releases his full power, we see, only slightly though, that he begins to become somewhat transparent, possibly an omen of what's to come if he continues, but his mind is made up, and he continues to engage with Moro. Remembering the long talk he had with Goku in the time chamber, Merus knows the consequences of his actions, but disregards the law for what he believes is the right thing to do right now, because without him, the Earth and everything else will soon fall at the hands of Moro indefinitely. Moro fires a ki blast at Merus, attempting to slow him down, but of course this doesn't work, and the angel easily avoids it, appearing right in front of Moro, to his shock, as this can't be the same person he fought in space. What Merus does next is completely disarm Moro of more of his stolen abilities by shattering the crystal in the center of his forehead, draining him of loads of power as he falls to the ground in front of Merus. The greatest law of the angels: never use their true powers unless directly ordered to, and not maintaining neutrality has been broken by Merus. However, he already knew it would come to this, and he regrets nothing about doing what he felt was right and assisting the friends he'd made in the mortal realm. Ultimately, Merus seems okay with this, as now that Moro has been stripped of his stolen abilities by the angel, they now have a fighting chance, but this is when Merus begins to fade away into non-existence, piece by piece after his disobedience. But one thing that I did find kinda interesting here is that a lot of us seem to be under the impression that the Grand Priest or the Omni King would have to directly erase a rogue angel if something like this were to occur, but it seems almost as if this happens immediately with no regard for the explanation of such actions. Merus, with a smile on his face, satisfied with what he's just done, speaks his final words to Goku as the two share one final moment before he finally fades away into the universe, leaving nothing behind. Goku is broken after witnessing his friend suffer a fate possibly worse than death, knowing that the consequences of angels doing such a thing results in permanent erasure from existence, leaving him speechless as his anger looks like it begins to peak. But at a time like this, he must remain calm and maintain a clear mind. It's at this time that Beerus and Whis begin to slowly descend upon the battlefield, discussing the actions they just witnessed, but pause as they notice something strange happening with Goku now. His head hung low out of anger and despair for everything going on here, but Goku's aura almost looks like it's changing, as he stands in a similar pose to when he first unlocked his Super Saiyan powers on Namek due to his rage at Frieza. However, uncontrollable anger is something that could possibly cost him the entire battle right now, and I have a feeling that the last words Merus spoke to him may have something to do with what we're about to see. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video all the way through. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Before we get out of here, be sure to click that notification bell to never miss an upload. And if you did enjoy this video as well as all of the other Dragon Ball content we've been covering, consider leaving a like on this video as well. Finally, be sure to follow me on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content, including games, manga, fan manga, and more. But anyways, have a great day. Stay safe, guys, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.